Hello everybody, my name is Lisa Thompson and I'm on the customer experience team at Cash NCFE. Today I'm going to take you through the most recent updates to the portal. Now these are coming on Monday, so they aren't available yet, but they will be from Monday morning. I'll give a couple more minutes just to make sure everyone's here. I'll go over the house rules first, if that's okay. So at the moment you can hear me, but I can't hear you because, as you can imagine, there's quite a few of you. So at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you an email address or a phone number should you have any feedback you'd like to give us, whether good or bad, or if you have any questions that we can answer for you. Okay. So we might as well get started. So as you can see, we're on the home page of the portal at the moment, and a new button has been added in between My Products and Visit Reports and My Entries. Now, the first thing I'm going to go over for the changes are the Manage My Learner screen. There are two changes. So we have a new Manage My Learner screen and a new way of certificating learners. So to go to the My Learner screen, all you need to do is click this button. And here you can see you've got a new search facility. So you can search for your learners using the batch number or the forename or surname or the NCFE learner number or the ULN. So we're going to search for the batch number first in this instance. So look, and all you need to do is pop the number in and click search. Now that'll bring up all the learners on a batch. Now in this screen, whereas before you couldn't amend learners' details easily on the portal, you can do now. So all you'd need to do would be search for the learners here, and as you can see, they're listed and what qualification they're on, and their full names there, and their date of birth, and what status they're at. You can now edit them. So say you've accidentally put someone's name in incorrectly, you can select the edit button at the end of the line here and update their name. So the fields are all available, and one of them is the middle names field. Now the middle name won't show on a certificate if you haven't put a middle name in the forename field. So say a learner wants to have their middle name showing on the certificate, you can move it in this screen from the middle name field to the forename field, or say you've missed it out, you can add it here as well. You can pop it in like this. Now, as you can see, I've made the amendment and a rename reason field appears. So you will need to complete this field every time you make a name amendment for a learner, and you can pop in what that might be. So we have the gender reassignment option, spelling mistake. You can change the name in the event that they've gotten married prior to the certification or any other reason that you might have. So I'm going to pop in spelling mistake in this instance. Now, you can see the declaration at the bottom, and you need to confirm that you've seen the relevant ID and you have a robust name change policy in place at your centre. And once you've selected that, that will allow you to save the changes that you've made. Other changes you can make here are update the gender if you've popped that incorrectly, or if you have had a learner change their gender, or update the date of birth if you've accidentally popped that incorrectly. So once all the updates have taken place, all you need to do is click save. And as you can see, it's updated the forename field there with the new name, amendments, and everything as it should be. Now, other options you can do in this screen, which you haven't been previously able to do, are withdraw your learners and cancel them. So in this instance, we'll do a withdrawal or a cancellation with Tableau here. Now, once you've ticked the learner's the box next to the learner's name, it allows the two buttons that were previously grayed out at the bottom to be available. So there is a difference between cancellation and withdrawal. So when you cancel a learner, that completely removes them from the qualification altogether, and you can't reinstate them. Now, it does come with a fee. So if you cancel a learner within 5 working days of you registering them, you will get the original registration fee back, but it's £20 per learner to cancel a learner, or £25 for a whole batch of learners to be cancelled. Say you've added them with the wrong qualification. And past the 5 working days, it would be a withdrawal. So you wouldn't be able to get the original registration fee back, but you wouldn't be charged for the withdrawal from the qualification. If you withdraw a learner, you can reinstate them at a later point. So as you can see here, when you select the learner and you hit the cancel button, it does let you know that there is a fee, but that you will get it refunded and that it's a permanent state. So you'll have to confirm whether you're happy to proceed or not. In this instance, we'll go no. And then to withdraw a learner, you just need to select the withdraw learners button. And as you can see, the status has changed to withdrawn. Okay, so I hope that's quite clear. I feel like it's going to be quite helpful now that you can sort of self-serve yourself for anything that you need for your learners, and it'll save us all time. You won't need to contact us, you can do it directly on the portal from Monday. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is the certification screen and how that's changed. So all you do is follow the normal certification process by clicking Make a Claim from the certification tab. The search screen hasn't changed either, so all you need to pop in is the batch number again, or the learner's details, depending on how you'd like to search. And as you can see, it's brought up all the learners on the batch, including the learners that you have withdrawn, so you can have a visibility of everything that you've done. And all you need to do here is select the learner you'd like to claim for as normal, and click Submit. Now, as you can see, the screen here has changed quite a bit. There's certain things that are still here as normal, so we've got the name of the product, the name of the product code, and whether or not this qualification has DCS. It also tells you what academic year it's for, so this is the session of 2017-2018. And it lists your learners, whereas before there was two screens, there's now just one where you select the learner that you'd like to claim for, and address and IQA box and declaration are still there. So how this works now, you will need to select the learner that you want to claim for, and then click the Mark Units button here. So in the event that you want to claim the same units for all learners on that batch, you can select both the learners at the same time, and all you need to do is go to Mark Units. You'll not, in most cases, need to confirm what that status is. Previously, you'd have to confirm whether it was a full or partial claim. We now calculate that for you for the majority of our qualifications, so you won't need to do anything with these boxes at this point. All you need to do is mark the units the learners achieved. So when you've hit the Mark Unit button, it'll take you to the new Mark the Learner Units screen, which is quite a lot different than what you're used to previously. Here you can see we've added a few more fields and changed the layout. So where there was green ticks for whether a unit was mandatory or not, that's gone, and we've got a column that confirms whether or not a unit is mandatory or not here. And on top of that, we've got the credit value of each unit, their name and code, and what group they fall into. So some of our qualifications are quite complex, and they do have unit combinations that are required in order to achieve a full certificate. This has guidance in each qualification specification. For the majority of our qualifications now, the portal will calculate whether or not there's been a full or partial. So there are a small number that are incredibly complicated that aren't going to be easily calculated by our system just yet. So when you select their units, it won't automatically populate what their overall result is. You will need to do that yourself, and there may be, you know, an extra check that needs to be put in place for that for yourself internally, and we'll flag a claim that's not been correctly claimed for. But now, from Monday, the majority of the claims you will make will be calculated in the portal prior to you making the claim, so you can see for yourself whether or not you made a mistake or the learner hasn't actually had enough units claimed for yet to make the full certificate. So, the way this has changed is sort of quite minimal really in terms of how you're selecting whether a learner's achieved. You can still click the button to pop the little green A in for the mandatory units, and then obviously for the optional units as well. You just click the little box to confirm the achievement. You can also clear them. There's a clear button if you've selected them all wrong and need to do them again. And there's also credit transfer, equivalency, and exemption options if you need those as well. So all you do once you've marked the units that you want for the learners, you click Save. This will then take you back through to the original screen, and as you can see, the claim status has been populated for you because we've calculated it on your behalf. Now, another option we've got here, which we didn't have prior, was the opportunity to delete someone. So say you've clicked on Joe Mitchell to be claimed for, and actually he shouldn't, and you've added that to the list by accident. Instead of having to go back and forward through the pages, you can just delete her, clicking the delete button at the end of the line, and it'll just be Henry that you claim for. Now, there are some exceptions to this. So, for example, graded qualifications, you will still need to submit your grades as normal here under the Submit Grades Grading tab in the black ribbon. Once these grades have been submitted and then banked by your external moderator, they will then automatically appear within this claim screen. You will still need to claim for a certificate, but this will automatically be populated with what the claim status is. And when you look at Mark Units, it will show clearly what those units are. So, and what the grade has been and whether another learner has achieved. So that kind of is similar to the way it is now. It will calculate it on your behalf once the grades have been submitted. And also other qualifications that are going to be fairly similar: functional skills levels 1 and 2, where an external assessment has been achieved. If I say English, it will show the result for the external assessments, and all you need to do is claim for the internal speaking and listening unit as normal, and you'll still need to claim for the functional skills any level as normal here, but it will follow this process of you mark the units, and once the units are marked, it'll confirm whether it's a full or not. Okay, so once that's been done, all you do as normal is select a delivery address, pop in who your IQ is, tick the declaration, and click submit. And you come to a review page, and here you can see the learner units that you've claimed for prior to confirming. So you can have a little sort of sanity check, right? I've done all these are right, this is on the list I've got in front of me, looks right, I can claim them. And all you do is click claim. And as you can see here, all the reports that you would normally expect have popped up, and on top of that we now have a feedback option. So should you wish to leave feedback, whether that's positive or negative for the portal, if you think we've done something well, or you feel like there's something that you guys need, or you can do better, there will be the ability for you to feedback directly through the portal to the team who look after it, so that it can see what you guys need, and it may be included in the next update we do. This button will be available on nearly every page where you do a process now, so that if there's something that you'd like to feedback on, well, it'll be readily available right there for you to do. Okay. So if you want, I hope that was all right for you. If you have any feedback, positive or negative, or if you'd like to ask any questions, feel free to drop us a line on the phone number here, or on our service email address, service@ncfe.org.uk. I hope that was helpful for you.